Join me on a journey to embrace your Kavela life. So coming into our yin practice, beginning in child's pose. Just connecting with your breath. And take this opportunity to release any tension, stress, anxiety, fear. Give yourself permission to let it go. And slowly slide the arms forward. Coming into your extended child's pose. Maybe widen the knees a little bit. Spread the fingers wide. And let's slowly float up into tabletop. Coming into tabletop, find that alignment, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, relax through the feet. I'm just going to move through some cat-cow, so let the belly drop, tuck the toes, gaze up. Exhale, round. Draw the chin towards the chest, feel that upper back opening up. And just gently move from cat to cow at your own pace with your own breath. And then finishing out one more last full round. Find your neutral spine. And from here, let's come into our melting heart, focusing on the upper body, the shoulders first. So keeping those hips stacked over the knees, we're going to start to walk the palms forward. And when you can't walk any further, slowly start to lower the chest down towards the ground. Feel the shoulders opening up, the chest, the upper back, the armpits, maybe a nice stretch through the arms. So in our yin practice, we're searching for that edge, that point of resistance. Maybe discomfort, but never pain. So once you find that edge, that point where there's that resistance, you want to hold there and just breathe. Find stillness and breathe. And if it gets too intense, just slowly ease out the same way you went in. So getting into those connective tissues, the fascia. And just finding some opening, some space in the joints. Stay connected with your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Taking one more deep inhale and exhale. Let's slowly release from this pose, lowering the forearms, the elbows, slide forward onto the belly. And from here, let's take the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. And just coming into a gentle neck stretch, turn the head to the right, grounding that left ear. And start to just come into a nice relaxed state through the entire body. Gently come back to center, turning the head to the other side, just balancing the body. The right ear grounds. Let those shoulders fall to the ground. Just let the legs splay out here. Let's come back to center with the head. Bring the arms forward. We're going to come into our Sphinx pose. So taking the arms out in front of you, palms facing down. Walk those elbows underneath the shoulders. Take the legs about mat's width. So you're coming onto those forearms. Spread the fingers wide. And take any pressure out of the upper body. Most of your weight is more in the pelvis area. Try to relax the legs. Relax the shoulders, the feet. So here our focus is more on the lower back. You might feel a slight compression. And then once you feel like you've arrived into the pose, start to puff the chest forward and lift through the crown. And just notice those sensations in the lower back. And close the eyes or keep the gaze straight ahead. If the arms or the shoulders, the upper body starts to get fatigued, try to mentally shift all that into the lower body. Let the lower body take over here. If you want to transition into seal, going a little deeper into the spine, start to float those elbows, forearms off the ground. And just don't lose the upper body, keep it nice and relaxed. So you might start to feel something more in the mid-back. Stay with your breath. And slowly, whenever you're ready, if you're in seal, just come back into Sphinx pose. And let the chest come all the way down. Release. Slide the palms outside the chest, elbows to the sky. And just pressing into the palms, we're going to find our extended child's pose. Let those hips come all the way to the heels. Stretch it out. Stretch out that back. Taking 2 deep breaths here. Let's release those arms. Inhale, come into a seated position. And bringing the knees together, we're just going to come in for a little toe stretch here. So tucking those toes underneath. Let the hips come onto the heels. Bring the palms to the thighs. Start to come into a nice long spine. So you can just stay right here. If you already feel pretty intense stretch in the feet, just breathe. If you want to bring some movement into the upper body, let's inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And from here, open the arms out to the sides. We're going to come into eagle arms. So floating the arms in front of you, crisscross, right arm underneath the left, and then just wrap those arms around. Bring the palms together if you can. Start to align the elbows with the shoulders, feeling a nice stretch in the upper back. So this is optional here. You can totally keep the palms on the thighs, or do whatever you need to do. Just stay with your breath. Let's release, opening the arms. Inhale, float them up. Exhale, hands to heart. Maybe come back to that intention, dedication. Inhale, float the arms. Exhale, arms out in T. Let's reverse that. Crisscross the opposite way. Left arm comes underneath, wraps around. Try to flatten the palms. And just breathe. Lengthen through the spine. One more deep inhale. And let's release. Open the arms. Inhale, float them up. Exhale, bring the palms forward. Release the toes, the feet. Maybe wiggle those toes. Just bring some movement into the feet. Then coming back to a seated position, we're just going to take a stretch, stretching the front of the feet, the tops of the feet, the ankles. So sitting on the heels. Maybe move slightly towards the middle of your mat so you have room to kind of walk the hands behind you. So walking the hands behind you, fingers facing towards the top of your mat. So you can stay right here. Or if you feel pretty comfortable, start to gently, slowly lift the knees up. Eventually getting into a stretch in the ankles, tops of the feet. So just kind of ease into this. Search for that edge, that point of resistance. And then let's release. Just coming back. And take the palm. Coming into tabletop. And maybe lift those feet up and just make little circles with the ankles going in one direction and then the opposite. Toes, we're going to find our downward facing dog. Lift the hips up, pedal those heels. And take whatever movements you need here. If you want to flow through high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. If that feels good. Exhale, down dog. And let's bring our awareness to the lower body, the hips, floating that right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, stack the hip. And draw that right knee into the chest, coming into dragon pose. Low lunge. Stacking that right knee over the right ankle. Gently slide that left leg back, framing that right foot with the palms. Allow the upper body to just rest on that right thigh. Let the head hang. Focusing on opening up the hips. Try to take any pressure off that left knee. Most of the weight is on the top of the left foot, the front of the left foot, and the right foot. Relax the arms, the shoulders. The neck, the head. So just holding here. Push the breath to the hips. And from here, we're going to come into our counter stretch, coming into a forward fold, shifting the hips back, fold over that right leg, and gently maybe start to flex that right foot. Allow the chest to drop towards the thigh. Stay with your breath. Let's slowly release. Come back to dragon pose, back to the top of your mat. And from here, tuck the left toes. Let's step to plank pose. Into downward facing dog. And again, option to hold here or flow through high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. And just repeating that on the opposite leg, so left leg's gonna float up. Three-legged dog, bend the knees, stack the hip. Draw that left knee in, step to dragon. So get that alignment. Left knee over that left ankle. Slide that right leg behind you. Let the hips drop. Relax the upper body. Search for that edge. Also take this opportunity to find some stillness in the mind. To slow down and just be right here in the moment. Letting go of any negative thoughts, negative energy. And knowing you're okay just where you are, as you are. And slowly, gently, coming into our forward fold, shift those hips back, fold over the left leg. Start to flex the foot. Think about squaring the hips. Relax your shoulders, your upper body. It's okay to round the spine here. Deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Let's slowly release, start to walk those hands back, come back to your dragon pose. And tuck the right toes, find plank. And just find your way to down dog if you want to take chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Nice. And from here, let's float those knees down to the ground. And just pass through an extended child's pose. And just maybe take notice if you feel any different from your first child's pose at the beginning of your practice. Maybe a little looser in the lower back, the hips, the upper back, the shoulders. Or maybe you still feel a little stiff or tight, but maybe your state of mind has shifted. And your breath has changed. And slowly float the arms alongside the body. Inhale, come to a seated position. Let's extend the legs out front. And bending the knees, take the hands to the feet. So bend the knees as much as you need to get that hand to foot connection here. And then little by little slide the heels forward, coming into a forward fold. So it's okay if the knees stay bent. So just go as far as you can go. Take your time, move slow. Inch into the pose. Avoid holding their breath. Stay with your breath. And you don't really want to pull on the feet. Allow the upper body to gently just fold towards the thighs. The hamstrings are getting longer, lengthening. Use your breath to help them relax. Let's release, walk the hands up the legs. And taking a counter stretch, bring the palms behind you, fingers facing towards the feet. Point the toes, coming into reverse plank. On your next inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Opening up the whole front body, the chest, the heart, the shoulders. Lift the hips a little higher. Exhale, let hips float back down. We're going to go right into a second set here of that forward fold. So bend those knees. Be really generous with the bend. Take the hands to the feet right into it. Stay here. Not as long, so try to go. And let's just walk those hands up. And this time, taking tabletop, reverse tabletop, walk the feet in about hips width. Using the soles of the feet, the palms for support, pressing them into the earth. Inhale, float the hips up to the sky. Exhale, let the hips come down, but let's just let the hips hover here. Maybe start to move the hips forward. The hands, straightening the knees. Inhale, float the hips up. Back to that reverse tabletop. Exhale. Float down. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, float the hips up. Last time here. Lift those hips up. And then exhale. This time all the way down. And from here, bending the knees, we're going to make our way onto our back. So around the spine, bring the arms forward first, palms to the sky, chin towards the chest. And slowly make your way all the way down. And once you get down there, let those knees float right into the chest, giving yourself a big hug. And let's release the upper body, taking the palms to the knees. Let the arms extend through the elbows, draw the knees away, and then draw them into the chest, bending the elbows, and extend them out. And knees to chest. And from here, big toes are touching. Start to open up the knees. So we're going to just kind of make circles with the knees, opening up the knees and then bringing them back together. Draw them into the chest. Circle the knees, opening the hips. And if you want to reverse that in the opposite direction, just kind of massaging the lower back, the hips. And let's release, coming into happy baby. So happy baby, take the arms inside the thighs. Peace sign, fingers wrap around the big toes, flex the soles of the feet. Bend the knees. And just opening up the hips, feel the shoulders grounding the upper back. Maybe rock from side to side. Maybe extend through the knees, coming into a straddle position, just getting another deep stretch in the legs, the hips. Try to keep the upper body relaxed. Relax the jaw, the face, the neck. Release the feet, bring the soles of the feet together, releasing that grip. Float the arms up overhead, let the soles of the feet float down. Take the arms out in T and just stacking the knees, let them drop over to the right. Gaze over to the left. And let them float back into center and just over to the left. Gaze over to the right, taking that twist. And come back to center. And from here, we're just going to take twisted roots. So we're going to extend the right leg up to the sky, cross it over that left leg, twist the legs like you're an eagle. And then from here, let those legs drop over to the right. So taking a twist here. So just kind of play around, see what you can do, see how you feel. And then just let those legs drop over to the left. Gazing over to the right. And come back to center. Untwist the legs. Extend that left leg up. And cross it over the right. So just reversing that on the other side. So in, just taking that wrap with the legs. First coming over to the left. And taking a couple of breaths there. let the legs drop over to the right. Gaze over to the left. Come back to center. Release the legs. Bring the knees into the chest. One more hug here. Extend the legs up to the sky. Take the arms alongside the body. Palms down for support. Bring the soles of the feet together, bend the knees, create that diamond shape with the legs, let the legs float all the way down. Sapta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Float the arms up overhead. Bend the elbows. Feel really open here. Centered. Open the palms, spread the fingers. Feel the body grounding to the earth. Whenever you're ready, extend the legs, going right into Shavasana. Feel free to grab a blanket or anything to keep the body warm. Allow your body and mind to find stillness in your Shavasana. free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like, gaining all the wonderful benefits it provides. If you'd like to join me in closing out your practice, slowly bring some movement into the toes, the fingers, the hands, the feet. Inhale, float the arms up overhead. Bend the knees. Gently roll onto your side, coming into a fetal position, taking some breaths there. Slowly, when you're ready, just make your way back to a comfortable seated position. Roll the shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall. Keeping the eyes closed. Closing out our practice with 3 cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Thank yourself for starting your day in a positive and healthy way. As you go through the rest of your day and the days ahead, continue to make those positive and healthy decisions. May there always be peace in your heart, peace in your words, and peace in your mind. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.
I hope you enjoyed your journey today. If you would like to see new classes, please remember to subscribe, like, visit our website at kavelalife.com, become a member on our Patreon account. By becoming a member, it allows us to create new classes. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Kavela Life.